Well, for some of you out there who have enough money to buy a new home and can actually, once you even have the money, find a new home, um, things aren't looking too good still, even if you have the money, because apparently a lot of these houses are not too sturdy, to say the least. Now, I think this actually has been going on for a long time because back in 2016, my cousin was getting a house built brand new. It was like $600,000. And when we walked through it, when it was being built, there was so many red flags. Like they were throwing stuff into the brand new tub or jacuzzi, scratching it up. There was a wall that was like coming, it wasn't flat, it was protruding outward. Um, there was wiring issues. And then even my uncle, same thing, wiring issues. I think it really depends who's actually building it, like the individual worker. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the construction company, but it's the people they hire to build these buildings. All right, so let's get into this video here.
Do not buy new construction. I repeat, do not.
This is how they're building your new builds. Perfect. It's exactly how I wanted it.
Hopefully this pressure is good enough because this is blocked and this is all they're gonna get.
So we're using plastic or something to support the water heater fluid.
I mean, the city, they inspected it. You know what I mean? Like, they did a great job. Don't worry about a home inspection on brand new construction, you know?
This is a new construction.
And I feel like houses are overcomplicated as are most things in life. Like if you guys watch those videos of people out in the wilderness building building stuff on their own, just chopping down trees and building a roof out of bark or mud, it's not as complicated as it needs to be, and that natural material that you get in the environment is way better than any warehouse manufactured thing that they're going to make, like the roof shingles that you can see there are actually just garbage.
Home. The buyers have already closed and they've been told all of this has been fixed. They paid $600,000 for this house. The builder is D.R. Horton. They've been the #1 home builder in America since 2002. Now, they may be #1, but that's #1 by volume, definitely not #1 by quality.
My life in a day in a D.R. Horton new build home. From the beginning, we've always had problems with the garage door. Now it's completely broken. I can't even move it because if I do, it'll fall apart. My floors, it's not even real wood. There's bubbles. Do you see the bubbles? Like, it's just awful, you guys. And this is not even a cheap home.
You definitely want to get your shit inspected before they foam it up like this, because guess what? You ain't going to be able to see nothing now. You ain't going to be able to see nothing but that gap. The gaps they leave that they don't foam. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they just hide everything under that foam. That's crazy.
That's a good indicator of how this is going to look.
I'm on another D.R. Horton inspection level.
That's scary when the wooden structure of your house, the skeleton that holds everything up, aren't even properly connected and nailed together.
7-month builder warranty inspection, and I'm in the attic, and the gas smell is terrible. Look at this.
Don't you hate it when you show up to do your inspection and the entire neighborhood burns down?
Check this out. The furnace is leaking water. Can you see that?
I don't know if you can see.
I don't know. People struggle with doors. Like, I don't live in America. I moved out of that shithole. And where I live, they struggle with making proper doors and making them seal properly. I guess it's reached America now.
Those are orangey kind of spores and just mold and water damage in our garage. And this is the drywall that was removed from that section. That doesn't look too healthy, does it?
This is one of the many reasons I cannot stand my D.R. Horton home. It's about to fall off too.
1 in every 7 new homes built in the U.S. comes from D.R. Horton, ranging from starter homes to luxury. They operate in 37 states and pulled in $34 billion in revenue in 2025 alone. So when I say they are everywhere, they are everywhere.
Let's see what just over $2 million can get you for a new construction home here in Kirkland, Washington. This type of home plants the seed that will bloom into memories to come. And just off the primary bedroom awaits a spa-like bathroom.
This robotic puppy is so lifelike, it actually fooled my neighbor who's a veterinarian. I've been a grandmother.
$2 million for this. It looks like a tiny home. And they're calling this a backyard. I don't know what you would even do with this strip of yard.
Yeah, that's the same thing with my cousin whose house was over $500,000. She doesn't even have a backyard. It's just a very small, it's just non-existent. And I mean, maybe here they have it, back there is the backyard before you hit the woods.
And look at the power lines in the back. I guess that comes standard in million-dollar homes. For over $2 million, you can wake up every morning, look out your window, and wave directly to your neighbor. He's right about one thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they were all so close together. Yeah, these houses used to just be, maybe it's because it's in Kirkland, Washington, but if you had a house like this growing up, these might be like 200,000 to 500,000 only. But 2 million, oh my gosh.
Every morning, look out your window and wave directly to your neighbor. He's right about one thing. D.R. Horton homes definitely create memories, just not happy ones. If this is their luxury line, imagine their starter homes. The national average to build a new single-family home is 9.1 months. D.R. Horton does it in as little as 2 months. They are slapping these things together like a Big Mac from McDonald's. They are quite literally the fast food of home building. Now, I'm not a structural engineer.
Yeah, I just don't see how taking 9 months to build a house would be a very good business model, having all these people for 9 months building one home.
I'm a software engineer, but I don't think anyone needs an engineering degree to look at this and know something is very wrong.
Ooh.
Look, D.R. Horton is building their next house. It's about the same quality. Good job, D.R. Horton. All you got to do is give it a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. There we go.
D.R. Horton receives a lot of backlash on social media, and they addressed this in their SEC filing. Negative publicity can be disseminated rapidly through digital platforms. Customers often act on such information without further investigation and without regard to its accuracy. Without regard to its accuracy. Are they really telling us not to believe what we see with our own eyes? If these homeowners were showing perfectly built homes, no one would care. And they don't just acknowledge the social media backlash, they also acknowledge the quality or lack thereof. Our subcontractors occasionally do not meet adequate quality standards in the construction of our homes. In my opinion, this is D.R. Horton recognizing poor quality, yet they continue to hire cheap subcontractors. This is a company that compensated their CEO over $25 million last year. If they wanted quality subcontractors, they could afford it.
Water rushing down in through our yard, under our house, from the construction next door because they did something to channel the water flow out onto the street. And now it's coming into our yard. This is what happens when D.R. Horton moves in next door.
Wow.
There are numerous homeowners complaining about the quality of the paint, and then I stumbled across this comment. I contacted them about the paint getting dirty and if they could help with that. The lady told us that the walls are just primer and that they purposefully do that to leave it paint ready and that our sales rep should have told us that. Remember, these homes are not cheap. They're selling
Dude, it came unpainted. They only had the primer on. Oh my God.
multi-million-dollar homes, and they now account for 1 in every 7 new homes built. So inevitably, when repairs need to be made, we get to see what the builders leave behind. Water bottles, Coke cans, beer bottles stuffed inside the walls of someone's brand new home. These aren't...
Yeah, that's like that at a lot of places. Like where I moved to, they have a lot of skyscrapers being built. Well, skyscrapers. They're just like apartment buildings that are kind of tall. And it is like this, where they have little like plumbing holes of whatever this is, and there's just garbage in there. It's like this with every construction site, I truly believe.
Workers who take pride in their craft, but then again, why would they? They're paid as little as possible to build as fast as possible, and apparently they cope by drinking on the job. Now, you might be watching this and thinking, well...
Yeah, that is actually scary that all the drinks there that you see is alcohol, where they shouldn't be under intoxication when building your home.
That's what the warranty is for. And you would think so, because one of D.R. Horton's biggest selling points is their 10-year warranty. So let's actually read it. The first thing you will notice, the majority of their coverage falls under the 1-year section. Yet the 1-year coverage isn't what they advertise on social media. There are 12 pages for the 1-year coverage section, and for the 10-year portion, there's only this one single entry. Now, their warranty is worded in a way where it makes it sound as if the home buyer is protected until you read the additional comments. Under the 1-year roofing section, it reads, "Builder will correct active and current leaks that occur under normal conditions." That sounds reasonable. Let's look at the comment column. No action required if leak is due to snow or ice buildup, high winds, or driving rains. Snow, ice, driving rains. What exactly would cause a roof to leak other than rain? Sunshine? They've essentially written a clause that says they'll fix your roof, unless it's caused by weather, which is the only thing that could cause the roof to leak. Under the 10-year portion, it somehow gets even worse. They claim major structural defects are covered only if it meets all 3 of their requirements. Requirement 1, the damage has to be to a specific load-bearing component. That component has to have actually failed, and that failure is threatening the physical safety of the people living there. A component that has already failed and is threatening your physical safety. In other words, basically the house has to be falling down around you before they're obligated to do anything. This entire neighborhood is being told,
I don't know, sounds like a scam to me.
Their roof isn't covered. The caption reads,
gosh.
"Winds in Texas caused this today. These are 3-year-old houses. Would not recommend D.R. Horton to anyone. The whole neighborhood is this way."
The whole neighborhood is built by these people 3 years ago, and they had some wind, and all their roofs are peeling off like skin, like dead skin. Oh my gosh.
This is what I'm talking about, how amazing D.R. Horton homes are. Like, holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Women over 40 who've been stuck at the same career level for years. I need you to listen carefully.
They say that's an act of God. Nah. I think it's bullshit. I think it's complete laziness.
An act of God. What a perfect excuse, because who could predict such an act? And what, you expect them to dip into the millions their CEO is making to fix the roofs? How would he then afford his 4th vacation house? And then you have people claiming that D.R. Horton is ignoring warranty phone calls. In my opinion, they're just waiting for that 1-year coverage to expire.
I have had so many issues with the home, like things that never should have been an issue, that they did wrong from the beginning, and they don't want to fix their mess. They will not respond to you. It takes months and months of reaching out for someone to even respond to a text message, an email, a phone call.
Oh my gosh. And right when you hit 12 months in one day, they're like, hello. Yeah, that's a scam.
Anything. Not just me that has had these problems. I've talked to other people in the neighborhood, my neighbors. They have had these same issues. I don't understand how this passed inspection. I don't know why they're the #1 builder in America, because they suck.
So it will probably come as no surprise that they're in multiple class action lawsuits, not only for the bad build quality, but also for allegedly misleading people. In Alabama, Louisiana, South Carolina, and Florida, homeowners are suing because they were sold homes marketed as gold fortified, meaning they could withstand a Category 3 hurricane, but these homes did not survive.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, if we saw 2 minutes ago the roofs completely blown off from some wind, a Category 3 hurricane surely will bring them down to nothing. And as she just said, they did not survive. That's one way to put it.
They say the septic system in their home and in every house backed up, needing a full septic overhaul within months of moving in. Mulway's roof has buckled 3 times, the first time only 2 months after they moved in, and damaged the inside of their home, coming with a whopping $17,000 price tag. A 166-page inspection report from Knowles noted problems in virtually every single part of the home. Despite the laundry list of problems found by Knowles, a Berkeley County inspector approved the home 1 year earlier, just 1 month before Preston moved in.
D.R. Horton has their own in-house mortgage company called DHI Mortgage. This is how they're able to offer incentives like $6,000 toward closing costs, fixed interest rates, and low down payments. For a lot of first-time home buyers, these incentives is what makes D.R. Horton homes affordable. First-time costs, fixed interest rates, and low down payment.
I cannot stand, oh, maybe this is an employee, but when people buy a house and they have to post it like 97 times, like, oh my gosh, my first home. It's so annoying. Your home is basically the same thing as renting, except you have to pay to fix everything. And then other differences, but you're just living in a building, like.
For a lot of first-time home buyers, these incentives is what makes D.R. Horton homes affordable. And that's exactly the point, because allegedly there's a lot they're not telling these buyers. According to this lawsuit, DHI Mortgage shows buyers a monthly payment based on the property tax assessment of the land before the house is built. When the land is raw, the tax estimate is very cheap. Therefore, the monthly mortgage payments they showed buyers weren't accurate because they left out the property tax estimates. Estimates they are legally obligated to include, so it made the house look far more affordable than it actually was. After closing, D.R. Horton
You gotta remember all those bullshit taxes.
Sells the mortgage loan to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. This triggers a new assessment of the property, which now has a house on it. The taxes go up significantly. In one case, within months of closing, a homeowner's monthly payment went from $1,000 to over $3,000 per month. Corporations today are becoming vertically integrated, meaning it used to be a separate company for various services. They've bought all of the services and now control all of it.
Yeah, this is also why I'll never buy a house. Like, things like this, when you have separate companies in a certain field, they eventually group up and work together and set a price, so that they could sell everyone a higher price instead of just undercutting each other. But this here, where it's different services and then they all get together and work together, it's of course all about how to save and maximize profits. And when that happens, no matter what, it's going to come to the detriment of the buyer.
D.R. Horton builds the homes, but they also own the title company, the insurance, and the mortgage company. They also own majority share in Forestar, which buys and develops the land that the houses are built on. And then they bought Vidler Waters, so they own the water rights to the land that the houses sit on. They don't just build the homes, they have this entire ecosystem that only they control. And increasingly, the rental market is part of it. Because on top of everything else, D.R. Horton builds apartment complexes and has been quietly building entire subdivisions designed exclusively as rentals. Subdivisions filled with houses that can never be bought. They're building rental communities, making it harder for people to ever save up enough money to become first-time home buyers. On top of the fact that they're
Well, that's a part of the agenda. They don't want you owning anything. They just want everyone renting.
Houses are deteriorating months after purchase. Houses that were supposed to be addressing the housing shortage. And yet, they have the audacity to claim that they're helping first-time home buyers.
If you're buying a house, do not let the builder do the inspection. I don't care how nice they seem, how well-intentioned they seem. They are completely biased against actually providing an unbiased inspection. I have a client this week who purchased a house, very large, nearly 4,000 square feet. This thing was not cheap. A builder did their inspection, did not give them the opportunity, or at least informed them they were unaware that they needed to get a separate inspection. And this house is missing just about every bit of insulation, both in the ceiling and in the walls. Means her air conditioner has been working triple time since they put that thing in. They've got moisture problems everywhere. They've got mold problems everywhere. They've got kids that are sick. And all of this came down to one thing. They didn't get their own inspection done.
Yeah, when your AC is working 3 times as hard, it's going to be 3 times the money. All right, well, yeah, in other parts of the world too, they don't even build how America builds. It's well known around the world that America's houses are poorly built, and like when I was in Europe, they don't even have wood. They don't use wooden framework. They make it out of concrete or some type of very hard material. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you in the next one.